If Mbappe had taken the penalty himself and scored it, then his performance against Atletico would have been a GOAT level performance. Previously, I said it was just only a really great performance. But now, after looking at the stats a little bit more, I've revised my opinion. I think that he was only a penalty away from having a GOAT level performance, simply because the conditions were far tougher than even I thought. So, let's look a little bit into Atletico's home record in the Champions League knockout stage. Over the past 10 years, ever since Simeone has taken over, 9 top teams have gone there. 9 top teams. So, Real Madrid went there 3 times, including last night. In 2015, in 2017, and 2025. So last night. Barcelona have gone there twice, 2014 and 2016. Juventus have gone there once, 2019, right? And then you also have Man City who went there in 2022. You have Liverpool who went there in 2020. And you have Bayern who went there in 2016. So in total, they have played 9 games against elite top sides in the Champions League. And how many goals did they concede in these 9 games? 1 goal. 1 goal in 9 games against the very best that Europe has to offer. 1 goal. MSN at their very best. Cristiano Ronaldo at his very best. Lewandowski at his very best. Salah, Mane, KDB, all at their very best went there. And combined all their efforts together, they scored 1 goal in 9 games. 1 goal in 9 games. And that 1 goal that was scored was by 2017 Madrid. That was a fantastic goal. And it took the efforts of 3 players, all making fantastic actions. Benzema making a great dribble. Cruz making a great shot from a pretty tough position. Because even though he was fairly open, the positioning of the defenders was fantastic. He still needed to make a great shot. And even then it was blocked off. And then Isco makes an absolutely great first-time finish from the deflection to get it past Oblak. So this is how hard it is to score against Atletico at home in a Champions League knockout stage. If even one of these 3 players didn't perform their actions to an elite level, that goal wouldn't have happened. And this is the only goal that Atletico have ever conceded in the Champions League knockout stages to a top team in 9 games. 9 games! If this was a one-off game where they didn't concede a goal to a top team, it wouldn't be that impressive. But they did it in 9 games over the course of 10 years. So regardless of the level that Atletico Madrid are playing at under Diego Simeone, because he's had some good years and he's had some not good years, when a big team goes to the Wanda Metropolitano on a big night, they don't score. And some of the very best attacking teams in football history have gone there. And still, 1 goal in these 9 games. And that 1 goal was through the combined effort and elite actions of 3 separate players. Mbappe, what he did last night, he did it single-handedly. He created a penalty single-handedly through his own solo efforts. And the fact that Atletico were completely dominating Real Madrid, this only makes it even more impressive. He was able to do what peak MSN, Ronaldo, Lewandowski, Salah, Mane, all of their combined efforts weren't able to do over the course of 9 games. He was able to do. It's absolutely insane that people think that he had a stinker. This was literally a GOAT level action by any measure. Atletico, to say that their defense is impenetrable in big games at home, it's an understatement. 1 goal in these 9 games against some of the very best attacking teams in history. How can you possibly say that creating a penalty in the way that Mbappe did doesn't justify a GOAT level performance? The only thing that I'm annoyed at him is that he didn't take the penalty himself. He should have been more forceful about it. And so all those people saying, oh, he only created the penalty, that's as dumb as all those idiots who say, he only scored a hat-trick in the World Cup final. What else did he do? Actually, he did do quite a lot else in the World Cup final, but that's besides the point. If he scored a hat-trick, that's an amazing performance, regardless of what else he does. He was able to do what no one else has been able to do. Not peak Messi, not peak Suarez, not peak Neymar, not peak Ronaldo. None of them were able to create any real scoring chance through their solo efforts, and Mbappe was able to do it himself. And the idea that we're talking about a team that have conceded 1 goal in their 9 games against the very top teams in Europe, some of the best attacking teams of all time. And there are people who think that 1 player alone can change the tide so that their team is completely dominating at the Wanda Metropolitano and creating a lot of chances? Like, just how little about football do you need to know? Do you guys know the basics of game state and conditions? This is literally the toughest possible conditions. We are talking about literally the Rafael Nadal of football. Right? Because Nadal was unbeaten on clay court, basically. Atletico Madrid at home in a Champions League knockout match is equivalent to Rafael Nadal on clay. They are just simply unbeatable. and it's almost impossible to score against them. What Mbappe did was basically superhuman. And to see people dismissing it just because he didn't do much else with the rest of the game, I can't believe. Are you really that dull? How can you not factor in the conditions? You're being dominated by Atletico in the hardest stadium in the world, a team that never concedes in these big games. And you're complaining he didn't do much else besides winning a penalty through an amazing individual dribble? Absolutely crazy.